Have you ever wondered what to do with this? Do you even know what this is? Well, it's called, some people call it ladies' fingers, some people call it okra. In Punjabi we call it Bhindi tori. So we're going to show you how to make a lovely curry with this. Really simple. Fresh chilies, we just cut the ends off and we're just going to give them a nice little chop, very small, and as you can see, just going to break them down, and we're going to leave the seeds in. Yes, it is hot, and if you don't like it too hot you might just want to put one in. We're going to try two on this one. Just give them a chop. I'm not the greatest chopper in the world, but we have a go. You can use a bigger knife. You know, chefs like to use a bit of a bigger knife, but use a smaller one and just give them a really fine chop, and there you go, something like that. So with the okra, we're just going to see that end there, we're going to cut that off, each piece that goes, and then we're just going to chop these up about a finger width apart. Obviously some people got fatter fingers, so, but sort of a medium sized fat finger apart. Here we go, there you go, just chop them up, and the ends we'll use them as well. So again, just chop off the end, get rid of that, it's quite tough, and then finger width apart. We want them to retain that shape when we cook them. Right, with all dishes, the oil is bubbling away nice and hot in the wok we're using today. Enough oil to coat the onions. That's what the trick is, I've just been told. So we're going to just put the cumin in first, a nice couple of spoons. This is about a teaspoon, just sort of the same size, so a couple of spoons, and as you can see they start bubbling away straight away. So we're just going to let them cook in the oil first. As always, we're putting the onions in. We've got three sort of small to medium sized onions. So we're going to put those in first, not the chilli, you stay away, we're going to put that in after. So in go the onions, and we're going to, as you can see, straight away, because you've got hot oil, they start cooking straight away. Just with the cumin seeds, and just bring them to a nice cooked colour. You'll see them starting to cook as they change colour. Well, we're going to, as they're browning off, we're just going to put the salt in, just about a spoon and a half. You can always put a bit extra or a bit less in first and then just do it to taste. And we're also going to put the masala in. I'll throw the masala in, a couple of spoons. I should have waited till afterwards. You don't actually throw it in that stage, but I'm learning just like you. So the salt goes into the onions. Some people actually, believe it or not, they're in such a hurry they just throw it all in because they think it will cook. But there's a technique. So when the onions are browning, put the salt in first, cumin seeds into the oil, in goes the onions and then the salt, and just carry on with browning off the onions. And we've kept the flame at a low level. If you've got the onions sticking to the pan, you know that it's probably too hot and you just turn it down slightly. Onions are browning off, and now we're going to add in ginger. Again, it was a knob of ginger that we peeled and grated, probably like a golf ball size. I did show you, and we've got two chilies here, two chilies that have been chopped quite finely, some big bits of chili, so somebody will get a surprise, but that goes into the onions, and we'll just give that only a couple of minutes, just mix it and blend it in with the onion mix. I just think I forgot to mention the onions we've sliced here. We've been using diced onions in a lot of the curries, especially the dals in a sabji, a vegetable curry, which is obviously drier. We use sliced onions, gives it better texture, goes with the okra in a better way. So we've sliced those onions up. As you can see, the ginger smells and the chili is blended into those onions. And now we're going to add in the best oh, hang on, just one thing, forgot. Tomato. I didn't use this in a couple of curries before. Tomatoes you can use big, small, plum, cherry. If they're normal sized, Big tomatoes, just use a couple. You might have big fat tomatoes where you only use one. So we're going to use about 6 or 7 cherry tomatoes. That's all we've got, so that's what we're using. And in go the tomatoes. Give it a nice saucier flavour. And we'll fold those in. It won't take long to cook with the onions. Right, as you can see, the onions have cooked and they're really rich. As you can see, a brown colour, translucent almost. The tomatoes have folded in with them. So the next things we add is the masala. That's when you add it in, 2 spoons of masala. And we're going to put the magic Indian ingredient. This is being used so much now in turmeric shots and turmeric drinks for health properties, and this is like God's spice in India, being used for centuries. People used to put it in their milk, stir it into a glass of hot milk if they had any aches and pains. There was no medicines, this was nature's medicine. So turmeric is a must, and we're going to put a good couple of spoons of that actually. And it gives you the rich golden colour. Straight away it's going to take on that orange, sort of old gold Wolverhampton Wanderers colour. Right, we've diced up the okra finger width size, and there was probably about, I would say about 35 pieces of okra. So and they're going in, they come in all shapes, and when I put those in, I'm just going to fold in gently. Not going to stir this vigorously. Most sabjiyan, most vegetables, you don't actually stir in vigorously, you just fold them in and let them just bind in with the spices, and then we're going to cover that and just let it cook at a low heat. Again, take your time, you know, it won't take time to cook, so we just give it the minutes it needs to cook, and it will look completely different in a few minutes. As you can see, that's all sort of coated. Just bring the spices in from the bottom and just fold them in. Alright, once you've folded the okra in with the cooked spices and the onions, tomatoes, ginger and chilies, we're just going to cover that and just keep coming back to it, keep checking. There's no real time, it's just going back, checking, making sure it's cooked, and you'll see in a few minutes how it's done. Trick of the trade, when we go back to it, rather than stir it, because stirring it can cause it to mush up, is just hold your pan, use your oven gloves if you haven't got asbestos fingers like me, and just give the wok a good shake, you know, and they just sort of fold in and lift off the bottom. So we'll leave that for a few minutes and we'll come back to it shortly. Right, that trick of the trade, just pick it up. You have to use a tea cloth now because the pan's going to be hot, and just give it a shake. Just get it off the bottom so it doesn't, you know, it's just a trick that Mother has taught us. You know, you can actually get in there and fold it very slowly, but you don't want to mush it up, so you just lift it off the bottom like that. You can just check, and as you can see, it's coming on, but it needs a few minutes to cook, so let it carry on cooking. This has had a good 10-15 minutes. So we're checking it regularly, mixing it, using the technique of shaking it to make sure it doesn't stick. If it does stick, you can put a slight drop of water into the bottom just to lift it. Don't want to put too much water in, turns it into mush. So just have a look at that. There you go. As you can see, yeah, it looks really good to me. If you can a close up of that, the okra has softened and it's giving up some wonderful smells. Remember this, can you please subscribe to this channel? The reason we're doing this is not because I know how to cook, it's because during this time of crisis, I think people have learnt to be more self-sufficient and do things at home and be more resourceful. So that's how it came about, and a couple of people encouraged me to do a YouTube channel, so I'm learning myself on how to do these dishes, and so if we can get enough subscribers and enough views, then hopefully Dementia UK, who needs our help, like every charity at the moment is suffering just as every company is, and these charities need our help. So subscribe, cook and enjoy, tell me how you get on, leave a comment and share with your friends. There we have Bhindi or okra.